Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? I have a big announcement for you, something that I think is really, really big. Some of you may care and some of you may not. And some of you kind of know some of this, and some of you who are newer to the channel may also not know this. But long story short, a number of years ago, actually when I was like 17 or 18, I wanted to create a apparel business that was specific to the bass fishermen. And at the time, there really wasn't anyone that was doing that. And then I remember when Hook kind of came onto the scene, and they were the ones to me that like made that. And I remember thinking like, dang it, that is exactly what I wanted to do, because they were making like specific fishing apparel for the fishermen. And there's been other companies like the AFCOs and the Sims and the Columbia that have all done it and do it definitely now. But it's just something that I always wanted to do. Now, fast forward a number of years, actually up until just 3 years ago, I still wanted to get into that part of the industry. And with the following that I had started to accumulate at the time, I thought maybe I could have it as a part of the YouTube channel. That's when Finn Fishing kind of came about. And for those of you that don't know, Finn is the name of my son. That's who I named it after, or one of my sons. That's who I named it after. But anyways, one thing that became very apparent to me and very evident when I was doing the research in this industry is that all these companies get their clothing made overseas, okay? And look, there's nothing wrong with that. Like pretty much everything in this world is made overseas. But in my mind, I thought, how cool would it be to have USA made fishing apparel? Like I feel like fishing in America, US, like it just goes together, right? And so anyways, that was something that I really wanted to do. And I actually, before I came out with any apparel, I reached out to some suppliers locally in the US. And what I found out is that a lot of the companies, every one of the companies that I reached out to, they also had their stuff made overseas, and then they would just facilitate it, right? So they were, no matter what, everything was being made overseas. So I'm like, whatever, I guess I'll just make stuff overseas. And so over the last couple of years, I've done that. The Finn Fishing brand has really done well, and I'm really excited about that. But in the back of my mind, it's always been like, man, I wish that I could just make this here in the US. I really do. And so I continue to reach out to some companies, and this is the big announcement here, guys. I finally found a company in Nevada, in the US, that would make these shirts. Not only would they make them, but they would stitch them here. Because some companies they'll actually like dye them here or sublimate them, and then they'll get them stitched elsewhere. But they do everything here in the US. So these sun shirts, which are actually 25% off right now, are now 100% made in the US. And that to me is just awesome. I'm really, really excited about that. And I thought maybe you guys would be too. I have 2 new colors right now. I'm gonna leave a link for them down below in the description. And they are both at 25% off. And I actually have 2 more colors that are coming like in 2 weeks. And I'm gonna continue to produce more and more sun shirts because it's actually easier for me to do it now. It's more expensive for sure. It's way more expensive, but it's easier for me to just pick up the phone and call the company that I'm working with, the manufacturer. And I do want to be 100% transparent with you. Like I still like, for instance, my hats that I sell, they're Richardson 112s, and Richardsons are all made overseas, you know? And so like, there's still parts of the Finn Fishing brand that are made overseas, but I really want the direction to be eventually everything made in the US. And this is just the first step, is the sun shirts. So if you guys want to help support the channel, shopping at Finn Fishing is truly like the best way to do it. They're completely sublimated. The back, even though it doesn't look like it, is also mesh. They're extremely well made. That's something that I love about the US made stuff. Like this is a very durable, 100% polyester. I'm really, really excited about it, and I just wanted to share it with those of you that also might be excited about it as well. Anyways, thanks for sticking around. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.